Hello everyone. In this part I will discuss Pandas data frame in Python. So first of all I will give basic introduction of data frame, and then I will use Pandas to read file from the CSV. So let's discuss. So first of all, what is a data frame? A Pandas data frame is a two-dimensional data structure. In the previous part I have covered series, and now I am covering data frame. So data frame is a two-dimensional data structure like 2D array, or you can say it is a table with rows and columns. Okay, so how you will use Pandas data frame I will cover in this tutorial. So first of all you need to import Pandas. So import Pandas as PD. So I will create a student data frame. So how to create? It's very simple. Just type a name, and then here you can see the Pandas data frame is a two-dimensional data structure. It is a 2D array, so it will have rows and columns. So there are two columns in this data frame. So marks, and let's say marks are 320, 400 and 350, and age, and let's say age is 21, 23, 22. Okay, now you have created a data. Let's load the data into a data frame object. So load data into data frame object. For that, what you will do, you will create an object. Df is data frame, pd dot data frame, and here you will pass the name. Okay, so let's print this data frame. So let me explain. This is a student and it has marks and age, you can see, and I have loaded this data. It is a two-dimensional data, marks and age, and I have loaded data into a data frame object, and then I am printing the value of the data frame. So let me run this cell, and you can see the output. You can see the output in the table form. There are two columns, marks and age, and there are 3 rows, you can see. Okay, so next is how you can use location attribute to return one or more specified row. For example, this data frame has 3 rows. Now I will use location attribute to return one or more specified row. For that you will use print df dot location. So location value you will use, and if you run this command you will see the value of only first row. As you can see, the first row has values 320 marks and age is 21, and you can see like this. And if you want to return multiple rows, then you will use df dot location, and here you will pass the particular location. And if I run this, you can see your original data frame has 3 rows as you can see, marks age for the first row, marks age for the second row, marks age for the third row. And if you pass 0, 1, it means 0 index and 1 index, and you can see the corresponding output. Now by default these as the 0, 1, 2 indexes. We can also use named indexes. So in this part I will use named indexes. So with the index argument you can name your own indexes. So with the help of index argument you can use, for example, let's use named indexes. For example, in this case you will use df equals to dot data frame. The name of the data is coming from student, and I am giving the indexes like this. So indexes are, for example, Pankaj, Sunny and Rahul. And now I have given the indexes name. Now if I print df, so let me show you the output. You can see now the indexes previously has 0, 1, 2 value. Now I have changed the index values to this, Pankaj, Sunny, Rahul, and you can see the output. And similarly you can print the value of a particular student. For that, you will use df.location, and previously in the location method I passed the index because by default these rows have 0, 1, 2 index, but now I will pass the name of the index because now the indexes has the names. So I will pass the name of the index. So for example, I want to see the data of Pankaj, just click on run and you can see like this. So this is the basic introduction to Python data frame. Okay, so practically we can use Python data frame to load the data from the CSV file for the better data analysis. For that, what I will use a read CSV file for the basic understanding of the data, and how to load the data from the CSV file I will discuss now. So this is my data set. This is dataset and it has the data of you can see of around 500 data. It has that 500 rows, more than 500 rows, and you can see the different columns. So first of all, how to load this CSV file into the Pandas. So for that, here is the location of my CSV file. So for that, what you will do, so let me create a new notebook. So just wait while new notebook is being created. Okay, so here I will first of all import Pandas as, and here data I will now read the CSV file. So pd dot read underscore CSV. So read underscore CSV function is used to read the data from the CSV file, and here I will use this file. So project data file I will use. So I will simply, you can see, I will copy it and here I will paste it. So it will read the CSV file from my local storage, because I want to read the data of this CSV file, and how Panda will help me in analyzing this data set I will explain. So first of all, let's quickly print this data and click on run, and you can see that my data has 499 rows and 12 columns. So if you are able to see this output, it means your data has been successfully read. Now what we can do, if you want to print only the first 5 rows, so first 5 rows of data, then simply you will use data dot head function and click on run, and you can see only there are 5 rows in my data. And if you want to print first 10 rows, if you want to analyze the first 10 rows, then what you will do, you will use data dot head, and here you will pass the number of rows. And now my data has 10 rows, as you can see. And if you want to print the last 5 rows, so last 5 rows, you will use data dot tail and then click on run, and you can see the last 5 rows data. So in this part I am only covering the basic functions like head, tail, and how to load the CSV file into the Pandas data frame. And I have covered what is data frame, so how to load the file, and how to use the head function and tail function, how to print the particular rows, first 10 rows. And now if you want to find the information about your data, so information, for that what you will do, you will use data dot info function, and let's see the output. And what data dot info function returns number of rows, you can see from the output, and the number of columns. And number of columns, there are 12 columns, and 0 index column is customer ID, year of birth, educational level, marital status, annual income. So I am able to analyze my data with the help of data.info. In the coming lecture I will cover more functions related to data frame. So in this part I am only covering head, tail, info. So you can see all the column names in the output, and all are non-null, and there are 499 values in each of the column. Okay, so there is another property, data dot shape. So what does this data dot shape means? it will return the number of rows and number of columns in the data frame. So there are 499 rows and 12 columns. So remember these basic functions, simple functions. Data.head means first 5 rows. Data.head, if you pass the number of rows here, it will print the particular number of rows. Data.tail, data.info will provide you the name of the column, okay, and data.shape provides the number of rows and number of columns in the data. So in this part I will cover only this portion. In the coming part I will explain more functions of data frame so that you can better analyze the data. So that's all. Thank you for watching.